Adidas and Puma are two of the most established shoe brands. But what if I told you that behind the logos of Adidas and Puma lies the story of sibling rivalry, betrayal and passion spanning over 7 decades? To understand how this rivalry began, we need to go back to the 1920s when the Dassler brothers were growing in a small Bavarian village called Herzogenaurach. Both the brothers were sports fanatics, especially Adolf, who was nicknamed Adi. Adi had a special talent of making shoes, and he would spend hours in his workshop experimenting with different designs and materials. On the other hand, Rudolf was more outgoing and he had a knack for sales and marketing. Together, they decided to start a shoemaking business in their mother's laundry room, focusing primarily on hand-sewn athletic footwear. They called their company Gebruder Dassler Skofabrik, which means Dassler Brothers Company. They had a breakthrough in the 1936 Olympics in Berlin when they managed to convince Jesse Owens, the American star sprinter, to wear their shoes. Owens won 4 gold medals and the Dassler shoes gained international fame and recognition. The brothers received orders from all over the world and their business grew rapidly. They also continued to innovate and improve their shoe designs, introducing features such as spikes, arch support and cushioning. They had the shared vision of creating the best footwear for the athletes, and they seemed to be on their path to success. But their partnership soon turned bitter as personal and political differences drove them apart. The brothers had different opinions and they often clashed over the direction of the company and the quality of the products. They also married women who did not get along. So basically, their wives added fuel to the fire. And moreover, the outbreak of World War I worsened the situation as they had to deal with the Nazi regime, the bombings and the shortage of materials. The brothers also had different views on war and politics, and they became suspicious and resentful of each other until they finally decided to split the company and their family. So in 1948, Rudolf Dassler left the company and set up a rival shop across the river. He named his company Ruda using the first 2 letters of his name. On the other side, Adolf stayed in the original factory and renamed his company Adidas using the first 2 letters of his name. A year later, Rudolf changed his company name to Puma, inspired by the agile and powerful animal. The 2 brothers registered their trademarks and logos and began to compete fiercely for market share, endorsements and innovation. The fact here is that their rivalry also divided the people of their hometown Herzogenaurach, where the residents identified themselves as either Adidas or Puma. The town came to be known as the town of bent necks because the people would look at each other's shoes before even talking to them. After parting, the brands grew by using genius marketing strategies. For instance, in 1954, Adidas sponsored the West German national team in the World Cup and provided them with a revolutionary pair of shoes that had interchangeable spikes. These shoes gave the Germans an edge over the Hungarians. And finally, the Germans won the match and the shoes came to be known as the Miracle of the Bern. This victory propelled Adidas to new heights and solidified its position as a leading sports brand. Puma was no less. In 1960, Puma signed a deal with Pelé, the Brazilian footballer who was considered the best player in the world. Puma paid $1,20,000 to the footballer to wear their shoes and also asked him to tie his shoelaces just before the kickoff of the World Cup final to draw the attention to the brand. Pelé scored 2 goals in the final and Brazil won the World Cup. Puma gained worldwide attention and recognition and Pelé became the face of the brand. Using such strategies and improvising their shoes, the rival brands continued to scale and build a worldwide presence. Rudolf Dassler, the founder of Puma, died in 1974, followed by Adolf Dassler, the founder of Adidas, in 1978. They were buried at the opposite ends of a local cemetery in Herzogenaurach, Germany, reflecting their lifelong rivalry. In 2006, their companies organized a friendly soccer match between their employees to mark the 50th anniversary of their deaths and to symbolize a gesture of goodwill. So with that, we come to an end of this amazing video. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.